Hi. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, and I need a haircut. And it's getting a little thin on top, but I am approaching 60. Not this year, but. And yes, I still have my cough. It is what it is. My boss still has it. He's been at 3 or 4 weeks, and so I'm in week 2 or 3. So excuse the coughs. So a good friend of this channel, a very good friend, a good dear friend of mine, asked a long time ago if I had some pieces that I could source for him from my collection, because I keep on offering, and yet somehow it kept on getting delayed. So tonight I'm going to try to make a video about it, but I'm going to source some parts. And so I got the pictures here of the parts he needs. You guys will probably be able to figure out what parts they are and what they're for. I'm going to cough sporadically, but here we go. So there's going to be some pauses and stuff, but in the end, I'm going to grab my 2x2 modified plate bin. And as I go along in the future, I'm probably going to do it, because Jeff and I talked about this on his channel last night, that he does his inventorying and sorting by bricklink part number and stuff like that. And so to me, this was always a 2x2, because there's only 2x2 sets of studs, but it's technically 2x3. But if I read this properly, they need 2 of these. So I'm gonna get, that's 1 and there's 2. So I'm gonna put those there. And this is how we're gonna run this thing. I don't know if I put those in, I did put those in here. So also vehicle mud guard. So this is why I want to sort better, because it is very, very difficult sometimes when you're in a bin of multiple parts to find the part you need, especially when your collection gets big. And so some people determine early on that it's easier to sort by parts and have all like these wheel wells, and just like have them in a bin with all the different colors, because hey, they're all the same color, they're all the same piece, and therefore I could just go in there and get the right color. And I get that, I really do. I think that is a fantastic way. That's how I basically sort my Technic parts. My axles are all sorted by 2L, 3L, 4L, and they're all multicolors in there. What I found for the bricks and plates and stuff, that didn't work so much, because then I'd have thousands of bins over there, because there are so many different parts. And then you can get down to the point where, okay, so not just one part in the bin, that you have multiple, well, not all the different parts, but multiple parts in the bin. I said, only one of those. So that's it with the 2x2. I have to go find my inverted slopes, or my miscellaneous slopes. That's gonna be a fun one. My big stack of miscellaneous slopes. And I keep on meaning to subsort these, because this slopes, and I could probably subsort them into either inverted and not inverted and blah blah blah. But hopefully I'll be able to find this one very, very fast. Wedge 6x4 triple inverted with hinge. No, that's not what, triple inverted with connections between 2 studs. That's not it, because it's all curved. I don't think this one was curved. I got a ton of these curved ones in here. That's odd. There it is already. Yay! When they say with connections between 2 studs, I think they mean these 2 studs here, I guess. How many of those do I need? Want. Doesn't say, but I'm gonna put that there anyway, because okay, now we got some wing plates. And that's it for the, that was easy. Now, as for the wing plates, the black wing plates are not sorted. you've seen my gray wing plates in the video I just made a couple days ago, where I showed you I have one bin of just 4x9 wing plates and one bin of 4x4 and 4x8 original wing plates from spaceships, and the other two are miscellaneous. But black, I hate this cough. So wing plate 7x12 left and right. I think these are those 3585. Let me just verify that. Uno momento por favor. I'm going to go to my favorite, well, not my favorite site, but one of my favorite sites. I'm going to go to Peeron, Peeron.com, because I want to make, I already know this because I don't have to do this, but I'll just verify anyway. Part number 3586. So we got part number Peeron 3586. Enter. Matching parts, wing 7x12 left. Yeah, it's the one that it is, not this one, which is why I was just checking that. And it was left and right. So I got a bunch of these. And so I should be able to sort these things out better and have them more detailed. Fantastic piece. Tons of them. So, where are my, oh, there's one. Just have to find the other one now. And again, they just kind of get dumped in here. There's two dose. How many do they need? Let me get back to the picture. They need 1 and 1. So there's 1 and 1. I'm sorry, I like the classic stuff. It's as simple as that. I love classic. And then I actually should verify. This might just be a black one, and I have these ones. It's requiring the vehicle spoiler 6x3, and I think all my spoilers in this bag are printed. They look printed. Let me just dump this out. I pulled them all out earlier to keep them separate. Yes, they are all printed, but I don't, are these the right ones? I think these are, yeah, I could. No, these are all the same. That's probably why I haven't used these and reconstituted a space police, because these are 2 right or 2 left, whatever, and they don't have the opposite one, the mirror image one. So I have 2 spares of one side. If you have 2 spares of the other side, we can swap. So, and this guy, which I adore, and this guy, and you know, I got a bunch of these actually. So I can build some more of those. Oh, RoboForce. Every once in a while I do like to go into these bins and just appreciate. And only one of these now, and oh yeah, I got one of those too. But I used all my other ones up because I reconstituted all the classic space, or the space police that I could. I was going to go somewhere, but I forgot now. Oh, I was going to, I did buy the Megacore magnetizer off the store shelves. I did do that. Sorry, I do apologize profusely. I did buy the Megacore magnetizer off the store shelf because it is awesome. It's not my favorite M-Tron set. That's my second favorite M-Tron set. I still love the smaller ship. But I did source years ago, and I probably talked about this, and Jeff and I talked about this because he's far better at parts than I am. That I bought some extra tires because I had a plan that didn't come to fruition. But it's still in the back of my head, and I might do it someday. Secret. But so I have the Megacore magnetizer. I rebuilt that, and it's in storage. But I thought, well, I just might as well build a second one because I bought the tires for a project. I needed like 12 or 14 of those tires, so I bought another 8 tires because I had the original 6 from the original Megacore magnetizer, and I bought a bunch more. And since I never did my little project that I wanted to do, what's this? Did it fall in there? Or do I actually have an extra spare? Oh, sometimes it would help if I actually sorted this stuff out. See, this is why you should go in your bins every once in a while. Are these? Oh, I do have a matching set. Yeah. So I do have a matching set, which I did not know until right now. So I may build another Space Police little ship. I forgot what they're called, but they're really cute. I got like 4 or 5 of them. So I have one spare. One spare odd one. But anyway, so I was just talking to Jeff one day, and I said, I'm going to like see how good my collection is to build a second Megacore magnetizer. Now, I will say straight up that the trans neon green dome, I did own 2 at one point in my life. Because one for my Magnecore magnetizer, and then somehow I got a spare and a used lot that did not come with the big tires. So I'm not sure how that happened, but I got a spare panel, trans neon green panel. But a good friend of mine, again, another different friend, said, "Oh, I'd like to build a Megacore magnetizer, and those domes are expensive. I got a spare for you." So so I would have to source now, if I wanted to reconstitute a Megacore magnetizer, I'd have to source a trans neon green panel, which is fine. So that's why that's on slow-mo right now. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find that spoiler alert, and that would be in Hinge Multipart. And this one would be the hardest piece to find. I'm going to take these wing plates back. Man, I hate this cough. I really can't stand this cough anymore, and Sandy and I are getting fed up with it. I got some high quality meds for it, but it doesn't, well, it's, my throat's no longer sore, and the stuffiness is gone, so it's just a cough now. I can safely say that I never built this set ever in my life, but I got possibly a dozen of these and used lots over the years. I'd actually have to look it up to see what it is. It's Aquazone, or maybe, I don't know, and I don't really care. But it is a thought for me to eventually build that set too, because I got lots. Oh, I do have one of those. I'm going to send him one because he asked me. So there you go. I did a Bricklink order earlier this year to replenish my supplies of these guys, and I know how expensive they are. But I was, when I was rebuilding my 6990, I was missing, because I used them in other builds, the right colors. So I did I found a sword that had like all the different colors: white, yellow, red, black, blue, I think. And I just ordered a bunch because that's what I do. And so there's the other piece of this guy. I'm gonna say the Lego company was brilliant to do this kind of stuff, like the bat tracks, which I don't have out here right now, but whatever. Another one else. Look at all these. Yes, I did buy a few. I might leave this one to the end and find it. Yeah, this is gonna take me. I got all these black things. I have so many pieces in here, and I thought it'd be on top like the other ones were, but it is not. This piece is a love and hate for me, because this reminds me of Futuron. Sorry, Dave. But also Space Police 2. I mean, sorry, Blacktron 2, with that vehicle. Again, I won't remember the name, but it had the suspension on all the tires, and I used this piece, and I loved it. This piece, that's stuck in there, also a love-hate for me, because I do love insectoids, and I do love how they use this in insectoids. I thought that was pretty awesome. What am I looking for again? I don't know what else. I shouldn't have ordered black. It's actually the track itself, the Technic gear track 1x20. That's pretty expensive. These guys, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's after I reconstituted all my other sets. So, in case not in there, easily found. This is why I usually have a bin to dump stuff into, because this takes far, far, far too long. That's not it. Always awesome, but the spring's gone on this one. This is my youth right here. Springs on this one. Bing. And trust me, we did that when we were kids. The piece go flying across the room. I did a video years ago about the turntables and the various iterations thereof over the years. I won't say this is my least favorite, but it's pretty much up there. I like the original turntables that didn't have the square in the bottom, the one that came in those fire stations and all those things back in the early 70s. I love those turntables. I like them because nostalgic. But I like when they did this stuff. I thought this was absolutely brilliant when they did this, and then you can make the 6 circle, the 4 circle, whatever. I thought that was brilliant. So this was the kind of an update on those original 4x4 turntables, but they should have just kept the 4x4 original turntables. But that's just like, I love these ones. I absolutely think this is brilliant. Because I did take those turntables apart sometimes just to see how they worked, because I'm 6. So it's not. I'm gonna find that piece later because I'm not gonna waste your time. So I'm gonna put these things aside. Put these in here. Just over there. I'll put those over there. Just to keep out of the way. So that's all the black pieces. Knowing dish 2x2 inverted radar blue. Oh, that might be something. My blue round bin. Again, maybe I have a hierarchy of bins like this, and I'm gonna sort into boxes like this. This one, not on the list yet. What for? There's one. See, this is why it's easy. Now, again, if I had a blue 2x2 inverted dish bin that had all the different colors in it, it'd be also easy. But, oh, wait, every time I come in my lot and I see in a piece like that, zoom in right there, and I put that over here, and I got a early antique or for crying out loud. The words do not come when you're adult-minded with like cough syrup in the head. Vintage. I have a vintage bin going, so I put all my vintage pieces in there. There's those. Tres. Blue by blue inverted. So that's the one page done. Let me get into the second page to see what other blue pieces might be. Oh, there's more red or black. Oh, okay. This is all mixed up. Okay, good enough. I'm gonna put this aside. I should have probably saved this a lot better. Put those over here. Put those there. I can see them. Okay, so I can possibly go into the hinge plates again, because he's looking for 2 1x2 finger hinges. There's a right there, and there's a 2. There's those hollow studs. So there we go. That's good. So we'll put this back because again, I'm not sure what else. I might need it again. So they're looking for brick modified 2x2 pins. here. Okay. Might not be in that one. I would see them probably straight off, I think. I don't know. I don't see them straight off in here either. So what I try to do sometimes is I try to put the bigger pieces in the bin and the smaller pieces in the other bin. And this one has like all these big pieces here and those big pieces. What am I ever going to do with these? I honestly can't even remember what they're from, a video game or something. I honestly can't remember, but I got 2 of them and they're in here. So, big arches. These guys, really cool. I will say that this piece is awesome, especially in classic space-ish. The mirror image of this with the anti-studs, also awesome. On that one, maybe I could have been. Let's see. Go back in here, and you need 1. That's it. Okay. So this is how I store those studs and anti-studs in the middle, just to save space. There we go. So there's 2. We only need 1. So that goes over there. So we're coming along, just tickety-boo. I'm going to put these back. I forgot to put that in here. And a bin that for decades, or not decades, okay, decades, I've been struggling with. Do I roll these into the regular colors? Because this is not sorted. But these are all the wheel connector plates. Or these things. Anything that connects to a wheel in that specific range. That's all that's in here. This whole thing is just the connector plates and stuff. He needs 2 modified 2x2 with wheel holders. Oh, there's one. No, that's that one. This is one on top. And so, yeah, they're all mixed up because I even got the wider ones in here. I also got somewhere, yeah, got them right here. I never bought a set off the shelf that had this. I remember seeing them in the stores when I was in my 20s, if I remember correctly. I said, ooh, that's really cool. Never bought one. Then I got a whole bunch in used lots. like lots and used lots. I think I don't see, there's another one down there well buried. There's at least 2. I think I have at least a dozen of these in here, and I've never built anything with them. They just come in used lots, and every time I see one, oh, I'm gonna go find a set that had that and I'm gonna reconstitute it. Never did it. Never have. And so here they sit. And this keeps on bringing up the whole idea of why I want to downsize, because look at this bin and say, what 99% of the pieces in here I will never ever use, ever, period. This gets thrown in here and I forget, oh, this shouldn't be in there, whatever. But again, this hobby, you don't know what pieces you're going to want in a couple of years. So, but I'm not going to like dump literally everything. I'm going to keep some stuff, but my buddy John and I talked about this a lot, not specifically related to Lego, but he was always saying, he always has a problem with the idea that this is the scenario. You're walking through a store, ooh, that's nice, but I don't need it right now. I'll need it in 6 months, maybe at Christmas time. Like maybe you're walking somewhere and you say, ooh, that's a cool thing to have. I'm gonna buy it and store it. And he would always say, let the store store it. That's the name of the store. That's right. It's not if you want to get into semantics. But why are we buying it now and letting it sit gathering dust in our place when you can let somebody else store it for free? Because again, especially now, back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even 2000s, if you saw something in a store and you didn't get it, sometimes it would disappear. Beanie Babies, whatever, or it'd be very hard to source after that store didn't have it anymore. These days, with all seriousness, there's almost, I can't think of anything that in my last 30 years that, hey, I want that I couldn't go on to here right now, type, find it and order it that I could have bought in the last 30 years. Except for technology that has been obsolete. Like I can't find Blackberries anymore. And that's just the, chagrin of the universe, because Blackberries was an actual real phone, not these toys that everybody loves, the Androids and the iPhones. Don't get me started. The Blackberry was an actual business phone. But that's a whole tangent. So you are going to find Blackberries if you want one. But anyway, my point is, on any general thing that you might need for your house or for your friends or for your hobby or for whatever, you just type, Google, and you'll find it. Either on AliExpress or eBay or Bricklink, whatever. So why am I storing these pieces here when I can, get rid of them to other people? Let them store them. And if I need that, like if I'm going to be possibly sourcing at some point in the near future a trans neon green quarter dome. It's going to cost me $30, sure, but it wasn't in my basement for the last 30 years, just taking up space. Now, I did have one taking up space for 30 years, and I gave it to a friend over a year ago. And that was perfectly acceptable, because I wasn't building it, and I wasn't thinking about building another Megacore magnetizer. Now I'm going to build a Megacore magnetizer. And do I regret giving that piece to a friend? Absolutely not. He's happy. He's got it. And I might not build one. Because again, it's not just the trans yellow dome or trans neon green dome. There's other parts that were just exclusive to the Megacore magnetizer that I don't have doubles of. There's the inverted 5x6x2 slope that it's red, and they only came in a Megacore magnetizer, supposedly. I haven't looked it up yet, but I don't have any spares of that. So there's going to be a lot of pieces in that Megacore magnetizer that I do not have doubles of. And so I'd be sourcing a lot of parts anyway if I wanted to build it. I already have one. So it's low on my priorities, but it's a thought. But anyway, but yeah, so there's this whole bin of just wheel holders. And I don't even want to get into the tires. Like I got basically a half a shelf back there dedicated to tires. my friend Leanne was over here a few months back before school started. And she said she's teaching kindergarten. She's a kindergarten teacher. And she says that they have a Lego collection, Lego box in the classroom. And all the kids fight over the minuscule number of tires they have. And I said, I got you covered. And so I didn't give the original tires, the 2x4 brick with the black tires with the red hubs. I didn't give the original ones because that would hurt kids with the steel axle if they come out and they pull them apart. I gave them those tires that you couldn't pull apart that came out in the 80s, if I remember correctly. I gave her a whole bunch of those, a whole bunch. I also gave her the 2x2 brick with tires, because I got bins of 2x2 brick with tires, the knobby tires. The smooth tires I kept, because that's too old again. That's going back to early 70s and mid 70s. But the 2x2 brick with knobby tires, tons. Here you go. So I gave her two, and I said, take more. Oh no, we got enough. Whatever. I'm not going to argue with the kindergarten teacher. But that's the first time tires went out of this house. So, because they certainly come into the house. I just got more this week, right? My favorite tire, not going to get rid of those. But tire holders, like really. Where am I? All panels. Okay. One by 2x3 solid stud panels. I don't know if they're solid stud, but I'm sure they're in here. I tried to sort these the other day, and I'm hoping they're still sorted-ish. There's 1x2x2 panel. There's a 1x3x4x3 panel. Let me see if I have. I might need these in a second. 1 by 2 by 2. 1 by 2 by 2. Wow, I got a lot of 1 by 2 by 2s. Tons of 1 by 2s. Oh, wait. What did I see? Did I miss it? Oh, that's 1 by 4. So there's one. Well, this is somewhat disappointing. This is why I wish I had my bin full, so I could just dump it into there and just, what's what I'm going to do? Because I can. Love this part. Absolutely, I was just so happy when I saw this the first time. I can't remember what year, 1984 or 5, whatever year they came out. Loved it. Just, I think I need some of these in a sec. Yeah. 4 of these. One, one of those over there. Those over there. Again, I could probably subsort this again. Let's see, there's one, at least one, he needs 4. Let's see, I am shocked. Actually, right now, there's a whole bunch of these. Bless you! I only have 1. See, oh, there's 2. There's 2. I have 2. So they'll have to source the other 2 from somewhere else, because I can say that I do not have 2 more of those. But going back to the 1 by 2 by 3, the thing is out. I see more 1 by 2 by 2s. 1 by 2 by 2s. Wow, this is shocking. Oh, there it is. 1 by 2 by 3, 1 by 2 by 3. They're at the bottom of the bin. 1 by 2 by 3 and these 4. 1 by 2, 4, 1 by 2 by 3s. There we go. So that's over there now. I have lots of these. When I saw those, every time I saw those in a bag at a thrift store or whatever, I don't care what else is in it, I'm going to buy one. So, but I also think I'm supposed to get, I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to open up the last one because I think I have to get, where is it? Oh, they're blue. Okay, so I thought I had to get some of these out, but I think there's not blue. I am continuously amazed that all these used lots of sets I've never built in my life, but I got the parts for because I just kept on getting used lots over the years. So that's 2. I think we're getting close to being the blue now, but we'll go back into this one because I think I need to get, I got all those except for the 6 by 12 plate. Let's go back. This is my 6 by X plates, and surprisingly, in black, I would have thought by now that I would have to start a secondary bin for these, but no, not yet. That's fine. My 4 by N plates in black, I've got 2 bins now. But let me just see. I got 8 by 8 in here for whatever reason. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's, there we go. One longer than that. And it's clean. How many do you need? I want, well, it's none, but I'm going to put that there anyway. So that is it for black, I think. Yeah. And then we get into blue. I didn't see the, oh, maybe that's the top blue for the circles. While I was back there in the black, I grabbed these things. So this is what I started doing. Turn it over. I don't know. So Spirius / Unitron, I think. I can't remember. Space Police 2. Power Miners, which was awesome. Honestly, I love Power Miners. I didn't buy the sets. I bought one or two. Nah, I can't remember. I got some. Oh, this is what I did. I bought them for my nephews for their Christmases and birthdays back in the day when they were kids. And I got them all back. Because I told you that story, that all the Lego that they had came back to me just 7 or 8 years ago. Insectoids, if I remember correctly. This one I won't remember. I honestly can't remember. Blacktron and others. And then Explorians, which was a theme that I wasn't really sold on until I started building it. And I loved it. And I loved the gimmick. I really loved the gimmick. So there's that one. And then there's this one with this 1x2s. RoboForce. I guess I say that without coughing. Yeah, all these pieces. Whatever. So, and then the bigger ones. I actually acquired through Crazy Lego Guy, again, TM, Crazy Lego Guy back in the day, back pre-internet, back when I put the ad in the paper. This is the guy that called me up every month and said, bring $125 and I'll give you a bunch of Lego. At one of those trips, he gave me the C-3PO and, was it Boba Fett? I can't remember now. But with the Technic built and then the stickers on it. So that's where those are from. That's a million years ago. And other pieces in here that are, you know, whatever. The Gear Shift 2, I can't remember which supercar, but one of them. And then all of these ones too, awesome to have. These ones that activate by your heat, by touching them, which I always thought was cool. The Spirius / whatever, that those ones on, really cool. Again, C-3PO right there. Yeah, it's kind of cool to have, but then we get into here, the 2x2 slopes that are, you know, not just space, but also all the other sets. And then the 2x3 slopes here. RoboForce again. Again, I cough when I say RoboForce. And Space Police too. And again, more Blacktron, which should be over there. This helps me. That's what I did. It's how I organized my tiles, my printed tiles for specific colors. And I think most of mine, except for blue, I did this because I didn't have a lot of blue to worry about. But speaking of blue, let's see what we need. We need panels. So that's gonna be fun. Where did I put my panels? In blue. Panels was an odd one because, again, I didn't start sorting panels out on themselves for a while. So panels might be stuck somewhere else, and I don't usually use them. So I'm going to bring these over just in case. Oh, there we go. I mean, these 4, there's 1, 2, 3. 4. That was easy, and I have a bunch more. I do have a virtual bevy of those. I could build more Cosmic Fleet Voyagers. I love me some Cosmic Fleet Voyager. I just absolutely adore that set. I have one of these. Again, it came in a used lot. 1. I need 2. Not that I'll ever use this. What is that doing in here? I have a bin for my train track. So I got a million of those. So that's that one. And then you need the regular panel. Let's see. 1. So many of these. 2. No, I'm just showing off. Again, I have a smaller collection than my friends. I'm straight up. I know this. I have a smaller collection than most of my friends in the hobby. Oh! I wasn't even going to attempt to get the record of tipper trucks because I saw the picture, but I was going to build a few and say, "Ha!" So I can build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can build 6. I can build right now just by looking at this bin. I can build 6 tipper trucks. I'm not going to. And then 1 by 2 by 3. Those would not be in here. But I got those ones right. Yeah. Okay. So I don't need you guys after all. So this is a bin that's basically these guys. I bought one of those Arctic sets off the store shelves way back when because I love these windows and I knew I was going to use them in my space layout. And then I ordered a bunch on Bricklink a billion years ago. Like, I think it was still called Brick Bay when I ordered these. So I got almost this whole bin is just those windows. And I used them. If you look at the base of my tower, that's where they are. And then when it comes to just regular windows for blue, I have some frames left over and some of these left over, 45s. But I have just this, love these doors. This is my youth right here. These doors, we got so many, they were ubiquitous back in my childhood. These doors were not, I did not get these doors until I got a used lot, this big a door, until I got a used lot. I did a video on it, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe less. And it was an early 70s, mid 70s set that had the 4.5 volt big black motors and the light bricks, the 4x5 volt light bricks. And I got these doors in that. And I was like, oh. Now, I think I had these in yellow when I was a kid. Maybe, but that's a vague recollection because I got a truck somewhere, I think it's in storage now, that used those tires, or those doors. But these doors, absolutely, this one's broken. It's missing the handle. That's sad. That is just sad. That's not making me happy at all. Okay, there's the one without the window. Trying to find it. Again, you don't, oh, there it is. There's the proper one. We loved those mid-70s sets before minifigs. You saw I did videos on it, the self-centering steering mechanism that was in those sets with a little 1x2 brick on top that turned the front tires and carrying the load lifters and all that stuff. That was my single digits. This is my single digits in Lego right here. And so when I think single digits in Lego, I think about that fire station, the white station with the black roof and the little red fire trucks that had the little yellow on top of one of them. I think about the little police station. I think about these things. I think about the first time I got those track bricks, the 1x2 bricks that they used for the bulldozer tracks back then on top of those 9-tooth red gears that came out. That's my youth. This is absolutely my youth. And this, absolutely my youth. But this was not my youngest youth. My youngest youth was the 1x2 by 1x3 by 2, 1x2, whatever. You know the doors I'm talking about. That didn't open. Because this came out after that. So I was young enough to get those 1x2 by 3 doors in my childhood. In a set that I got for Christmas. And I used to have a baggie in here. Or is it? No. It's interesting because what I would do is I would keep all those original doors and windows in that baggie. And I don't see that baggie. I must be in another bin somewhere. C'est la vie. Because the original 1x2x2 windows and the 1x2x4 windows, or 1x4x2, and the 1x6x3, the bay window. Or 6x3x1, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The original windows. I always forget which number to put first. That's very odd. I used to have a Ziploc that would have all those original windows in it. But I know I have it somewhere. Again, this is how big the collection is. Which is just gets sad. It's not in there. I can't find it. That's just wrong. I'll find it at some point. So what else do we need? We need, I think, something else. Because we ain't done yet. Oh, the panels, right. So at one point, I was sorting panels into the tile box. This is, again, this is historic before pre-internet. Because my concept was, here's a tile, there's no studs on top, right? So this is a tile, and this is a tile with a panel on it. So this was a tile, but that's not what we do anymore. So I've started to, and this is also whatever. And even the steering wheels, because it's a tile, right? And even the I just had it. It's a tile with a stud in the middle, because the studs are not where they're supposed to be. So this is a tile with an offset stud. So that's what I was doing for the longest time. Here's a piece that many people have never seen in their lives, because again, and I'm thinking I'm missing the top, but, and I should take, I'm not going to bother. I got the ferry up there, the train ferry from the early sets that have the, well, I'll show you. I'll just take it off. This, I wish they came out with a service pack. Maybe they did, I don't remember seeing it. This is one of the handiest hinge bricks on the planet, because it would have been awesome. But it only came in the ferry, as far as I know. And I have 8 of those because I got 2 ferries. And 1 ferry's built. So there's 1 panel. And really, really quick. There's, well, that's too big. I dump this one up too. And again, and this is where I started putting my taps, because there's no studs on top. Is it a tile? Not really, but where else am I going to put it? So, this is why I want this. It won't be blue, but I will be sorting my tiles into the Plano boxes at some point, because this is the pain in the butt to find stuff. And I do seem to go into my tile bins. There we go. Piece of cake. There we go. That's done. And this one, you might remember from the 80s. It's a jack for the cars. Brilliant little piece of machinery. I love this thing. Never bought one. And I never bought one in a new set. I didn't buy that many towns. I bought some town, but all the town sets I got were bought in the store. It didn't come with these, but I got 4 or 5 of these in here. That one in here. It's kind of, it's just the way it is. The car jack. It's a fun little piece, and yet they didn't keep on making them. I don't think. Again, I don't keep track of it, so what do I know? I could be wrong. They could still be producing them. I wouldn't know. And lastly, for the blue, we're into hinge multi-parts. And again, this is pre-internet. This is how I sorted pre-internet. This is all the hinges and the multi-parts. Any pieces that come together, not like bricks come together. And so this is a hinge multi-part, right? Because it's a multi-part. it's like Lilu. Multi-path. Who saw that coming? That's shouldn't be in here. So I can build yet another tipper truck. And again, the winches, and these get thrown in there because they are multi-part, but I don't know what to do with them. But he needs 1 and dos. Turntables, absolutely. Turntables, absolutely. Stack of these, absolutely. But you know what I found out the other day when I was reconstituting? Okay, it was a bunch of months back. I was reconstituting the rocket launcher, not the 6950, and I forget the name, but it's the blue rocket launcher with the white and black rocket that has the second iteration of the rocket launcher, the mini rocket launcher. I got a stack of 2x4 hinges. Okay, that didn't work as cool as I thought it was going to. I have run out now of blue 2x9 hinges. C'est la vie. I have none, and I even have more of these. I can. What are you doing? Well, thankfully I'm almost done, because my screen just went wonky. I think the battery's dying. And of course, then the ubiquitous in my layout, the 1x2 or 1x4 hinge plate, which is just, and then all these guys. These guys, On the black side, I've run out of these, reconstituting all those sets. So, but I have a lot of blue ones in here. What else? What else is really cool in here? Usually my hinge multi-part pin's the coolest pin, but this one's kind of letting me down right now. So we've seen everything that we need to see. Oh yeah, see, this is from my Bricklink order the other month, right there, because I didn't have any more. So I got one of those, and I bought a yellow one, I think, whatever. I got 2 of those. Excellent. So yeah, that's, and I mentioned this piece, and I broke one when I was a kid from that plane, which is right there. I remember I showed you the pictures maybe of me getting that for Christmas one year, and I was 8 or 9. We're in the old house. I love that plane. Absolutely, I'm glad I rebuilt it. It's a wonderful. Again, I don't remember the set number. It's perfect. Like, this is a perfect set to me. You know, the kids these days won't get this at all because there's like 20 parts in here. Well, there's more than that, but they're all basic parts. And so if they built this again, they would all make it fancy and studs out and studs down and blah, 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 and use 150 parts to make this thing, which is fine. And I would buy it. But this was an absolutely perfect set for me at that age. And I had this thing together forever. And then I was smashing it and I broke this spinny thing. Thankfully, I had other spinny things to put on there. But anyway. So it's back together. So now I have to put the blue away. Put the blue away. And I think the last ones are going to be trans red. Trans red. And I don't think it's going to be these guys. I think it's going to be the big guns. Trans red and trans green, big pieces. Because I've sorted all the small pieces of red into these and all the small pieces of green. So this thing still says trans green on it, but it's also trans red, big pieces. And so this is the smallest part in here. Trans green. Insectoids. This was part of my little plan, by the way. I ordered Bricklink. I mean, I had a few of these when I was growing up, but I ordered a bunch of these because of my big tires and I was going to build it. That didn't happen yet. Panel is 3x2x6, and they need 6. Whew. Let's see if I got 6. There's 1, 2. I'm going to dump this out actually because of my PC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Done. That is all the pieces that was asked for, except for that whatever piece. I'll find that at some point. Base, please, too. And this came from, just got this a few months ago from that which shall not be named, but we can talk about now. Like the Fight Club. Lug bulk. I ordered these, just a whole bunch. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they were trans red, and I bought them. So, so there you go. I pulled all the parts that were asked for, and I will reboot my laptop because it's not playing very well right now. Yeah, this was fun. Let me get all these pieces out here. You can see them all. Put these away. There you go. So, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And for those of you who already know what he's building, it's pretty obvious what he's building. And I'm happy for him because I have 2 copies already. So this would be his copy. And this is my point from overall. If I don't mind getting rid of the parts and giving away the parts or selling the parts, because I already have them built. Every set that I did the reviews on thus far are still built, and they're in the totes and baggies. And you've seen my miscellaneous parts and pieces that I still have that I can build basically 98% or 100% of literally any set that I want to build right now, that I want to build. Because I do have a very specific niche that I'm keeping a secret. Nobody knows. Classic space. And that's just because I consider, and I'm not going to go off, hopefully, on all the stupid tangents I went in the last video, because we're already 55 minutes into this. I was at the right spot, the right time, with the right money and the right attitude my entire life for this hobby. And I wasn't too young and I wasn't too old to appreciate or to do what I wanted to do with this hobby. And so, and I was one of the few people, and I keep on saying this, and I know I'm very blessed in this. I'm one of the very few people that did not have a dark ages in my generation. The later generations seem to be more and more people did not have a dark ages in Lego that are still in the hobby in their 30s. But from my generation, the 50s, I'm going to be 60 again in a couple of years, very, very soon. My generation, 99.9% of my generation who had Lego as a child gave it up. And it wasn't like, they just grew out of it. It wasn't like, railing and gnashing of teeth about, I don't want to give up my Lego. It just kind of faded away as they hit 12, 13, or 14 years old. But all my friends that I played Lego with when I was a kid, it just faded away from them. And they knew I was still playing with mine. And it didn't bother them. I think that's awesome. And I told you the story about my friend Pete, who gave me his Lego collection just a couple years back. Because he still had it. It was in the suitcase that he had when he was a kid. That his parents gave him a suitcase. That was a brilliant thing. Like Samsonite came out with the suitcase. Again, to go off on a tangent. Samsonite had on the back of the brochures and all their sets that we have in their 70s. You can buy the suitcase that would hold Lego and had all the different. And I really wanted that. Never got around to getting it. And I actually saw that suitcase when I toured the plant in Stratford. It's like, ooh, it's like, I wanted that since I was a kid. Anyway, so, but Pete, who got married but didn't have kids, and his sister didn't have kids, as far as I know, nobody else is using his Lego, and he still had at his parents' place. And he says, "Oh, Dave, by the way, the Lego still out. You just dropped it off at the door one day." And we would, when we were, again, older, 6, 7, 8 to 12, I'd be at his place, or he'd be at my place after school or on weekends or whatever in the summer holidays. And if we're not playing the sandbox, we're not flying kites, we're not building things with our wood shop, we're playing with Lego. And he had a great collection, and I had a great collection. There were vastly different collections. I had a lot of town. I had a lot of dozers. I had a lot of her. He had the trains. He had like basic pieces of like a lot of houses. I liked his collection. He liked my collection. We had a great time building each other. It was like, oh, he had a better collection than I did. No, I thought his collection was better than mine, and he thought my collection was better than his. So when we were kids. So he just dropped it off the door one day. It was the sweetest thing ever, right? So again, I say this without any kind of ambiguity or guile or whatever. I consider myself to be one of the most blessed people on the planet. I really do. With the friends I've had, with the family I've had, with the life I've had. My dad was a bricklayer, and we wanted for nothing because we were very happy. And I tried to get into this yesterday, but it didn't come out properly. It's not like be happy with what you have because that's all you're going to get. That wasn't the point. It was like I was always very content. I always thought about what is, not what should be or what I want. My parents, I don't know how they instilled this into me, but what is what is what's important. Somebody is saying the worry that you put into tomorrow is happiness you're taking away from today for what is today. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but plan for tomorrow, blah, blah, all that stuff. I don't want to get into some pithy like tautologies, but I was always very happy. I had a sandbox, a huge sandbox. My dad was a bricklayer. He would come home from his brick jobs and he would have like yards of sand left over. Goes in the sandbox. I had our sandbox, and again, this is not childhood memories because my uncle's a carpenter, my dad was a bricklayer. We had measuring tapes. our sandbox was like 6 feet wide and 12 feet long. And it was sand a foot deep because that was a bricklayer. and and the Lego never really got out there, thankfully, because the Fisher Price did get out there. Like the airport and the house and the barn and like all those things that we had back then. The car garage, ding ding ding, the thing going up and down. Every once in a while I'll see one at Valley Village and I'll just have to turn it and ding 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 ding, and the little helicopter pad that spins around. Yes, we had it. So, but after they were in the house for a couple of years, they ended up in a sandbox for a couple of years, and then in the trash can for the rest of their lives, because sandboxes will ruin literally everything. So, but we had a huge sandbox. We had a tree house that we built, that Dad built with us. We had a field behind the house that was like 5 acres of field behind the house that the government would come and mow every so often. And every time we built a kite, we got to go fly it out back in the yard. We had all the space. We didn't have to go to the park. We didn't have to go to the big wide open fields. We had a big wide open field behind us. We had paths, we had trails, we had, this is pre-BMX, but we had bike paths, and we had a big, huge chestnut tree on the other side of the field that we would climb and just have a great time with that. And we had nice neighbors overall. There's exceptions to every rule, but we had wonderful neighbors overall. And we would ride our bikes together. We'd be like the 70s. You go outside the house, don't bug the parents. Come back when the streetlights come on. That was, what you guys might think is Norman Rockwell. It's actually what happened, especially in the summertime. You leave at 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, you go hang out with your friends, you come back when the lights come on. That's it. Honest to God. I mean, there was exceptions to that rule, but overall, Mom didn't know where we were. We're in the neighborhood. So, and again, it was a small neighborhood, 1,600 people. My town had 1,600 people in the entire neighborhood. Now it's a couple billion. That's a huge neighborhood now, but I don't know how many. But we would, so my parents didn't have to worry about us. I'm sure they did, because I got a kid, he's 14, they'll stop worrying about him now. But I couldn't jaywalk without it getting back to my parents. So everybody in the neighborhood knew who my parents were. And so I never had to worry about literally anything. I had clothes on my back, nice clothes, not expensive clothes, because, and again, look at me now, like I have no sense of fashion, but that's fine. I'm comfortable. My comfort is my number one priority. And so we wanted for nothing, and what we had is what we had. And we had Lego, we had woodshop, we had cars, we had kites, we had bikes, we had, like, there was nothing that I said, oh, I really want this ritzy thing. It was not in my lifestyle. It's still not in my lifestyle. I drive a Caravan, and I'm extremely happy driving a Caravan. It's, oh, I'm stuck in a Caravan. I love my Caravan. I keep on pointing out how wonderful the Caravan is for the cheapest and most ubiquitous vehicle on the roads today. So, but this is my lifestyle, and this is the lifestyle that I like to live. Keep things as casual as possible, keep things as nice as possible, be there for my friends, be there for the family, appreciate what we have today, work on what we want tomorrow, but don't get all worried about, angsty about tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to happen whether we want it to or not. And so I live my whole life like this, with the, not cavalier, although some people call it a cavalier attitude, not a cavalier attitude, like, oh, a que sera, sera. Sure, in a small scope of things, but in a general sense, I have a plan. I'm walking, here we go. You guys know where this is going. I am walking in this direction, which is to make sure my friends and family and myself are taken care of, and we're in a good zone of our lives. And if there's some rough patches, I'm going to be there for you. If there's some things that you need that I have, I'm going to give them to you, or we'll work something out. And so I extend that whole idea, that whole ideal. Here we are an hour into this, so if you've made it this long, I extend that whole ideal to literally all my friends wherever we are, and especially my Lego friends now, because again, a lot of those people, a lot of my friends in the Lego community, either virtually here on this YouTube channel who I've never met in real life, or the ones I go to see Torolog every month now and blah, 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 and do shows with, and then my friends around the area, that I was singularly blessed to have the life I did, that I did not give up Lego when I was 13, 14. We made Lego Wars when I was 16. Thanks, Jake and Pete. I made, as I said, controller cards for the 64, which I bought with my own money because I was cutting grass and I was working on the farm. I had a job since I was 9 or 10, working, making money, making my own money. And therefore, when my parents stopped buying me a Lego, I had the money to buy my own. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm so poor, I cannot buy a Lego. I always had a job. I was always able to work. I dug ditches. That wasn't my full-time profession, but for some jobs I had to dig a ditch. Sure, I'll dig a ditch. I caught chickens. Trust me, you don't have to do it anymore in the 21st century, but back then, that was singularly the worst job I ever had. But working on farms, there's a million farms in my little town when I was growing up. And so working on farms, picking fruit, driving tractors, doing whatever needed to be done. What else I did? Trimming, whatever it was, make some money, make hay while the sun shines. But I didn't work my ass off. I didn't work 24/7. I worked enough to make enough money to make me happy and make the farmer happy and make the family happy and whatever, and life goes on. And I graduated high school with, mediocre marks, but I went to college, got mediocre marks. I got a job in IT, okay? And I've been doing it for 35 years now. 35 years of IT. And every single time through all that entire process, straight up, Lego. There's not 1 month in my entire life where I did not touch, play with, build, do something with Lego at all. There's not 1 month that went by in my entire life that any recollection that I've had. And my parents told me that even when I was young as 2 or 3, over at the cousin's place with their Lego, I was playing with Lego. So my entire life, I've never been without Lego. And again, if I lost it tomorrow, I would be sad. But in the end, this does not define me, but this is one of my many hobbies. And this is right now one of my biggest hobbies, obviously. And it's one I put my spare time into. So I do not want to let my friends, I won't say suffer. I don't want, because of my blessed, my wonderful life that I've had, and they're able to do this and collect all this. My friends who were not able to do that because they weren't doing it for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what the reason was. Nobody in my 20s besides me had to be in the Lego. Nobody. None of my friends were. I was, and they loved me for it, and I loved them for whatever they were interested in. I built a freaking submarine. So I went scuba diving 1 billion times. I did stuff. I did help friends put roofs on their house and built stuff out of wood and whatever I could do. Auto mechanics, whatever. Hey, Dave, I'm going to work on my truck this weekend. Can you come over? Sure, I can hold a lug and wrench like the rest of them. And so they were doing their stuff. I was doing my stuff. We were all happy together, going camping and doing all the stuff. And so when they come to me now, and you come to me now and you say, "Oh, Dave, you got this whole collection that basically spans from 1969 to 1989, 100% basically. And I really wanted that set when I was a kid and I didn't get it. Or I wanted that piece. Maybe you have it." Absolutely, I have it. How long did it take me without the video? How long did it take me to pull these parts? 0 time. Really. And they would honestly, I'm looking at those parts, they would just sit in these bins until someday they would leave the house. So I would rather be the person that is making them leave the house. So again, I don't want to get into this morbidity at this time because I still got 40 years left of me at least. But I don't want somebody else taking care of this. I want it downsized enough to be manageable by somebody else. Because right now, I'm the only person in the world, from my consideration, that can handle this room. Straight up. Other people are just going to slash and burn when they come in here. Like, even my friend Jeff, and I love him dearly, and I told him that something happens to me, he has to be over here for Sandy. Because look at this room. But it would have to be done fast, and I trust him implicitly. I trust Jeff more than implicitly to be able to handle this in a fashion that will be conducive to making Sandy and him happy. But I'd rather do it now, a little bit of time. These can go to wherever they're going, and if somebody else says tomorrow I need those parts, those can go. And I bring a couple pieces to like a Lego show and sell them and make some money to cover the hotel room. Perfect. Downsizing. I have to get it in my head but I also looking at this room, it's already in my head. It's been there for a long time now, and I just have to start actually doing it. And I did it at Bricks in the Six. I did it at Brickomania. I'm gonna be doing it at the next Lego show, because I'm overwhelmed. I'm at that age now. When I was in my 40s, this did not bother me at all. The amount of stuff here did not bother me. I was like, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more. Oh, that used lot has, I'll just grab it anyway. Just now, oh, I don't see anything in there. Even though there might be something in there. No, let it pass. Because in my 40s, and so here's the thing, the comparison here. I got more money now. I got more disposable income now than I did before. And yet, before I was just buying tons of stuff. eBays and blah, blah, blahs and Kijijis and blah, blah, going driving around the entire neighborhood like every single week, grabbing a lot here, grabbing this lot, totes here, blah, 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 bringing it home. And they sat there until they got sorted, and they took months and years and blah, blah. Now, besides the mess in this room, everything is quote unquote sorted, and I can do better than that. But I'm very, very trepidatious about bringing new stuff in here, unless it's a $50 set that's going to give me like an Alpha 1 rocket base. So it's nuance. It's not like I'm going to give up buying stuff completely. But that set the other day, that lot the other day was perfect. It's small. It came in a little box. It was perfect. It wasn't like a huge tote that's going to sit here on the floor and I'm tripping over it for the next 5 years until I get around to it, because I'm really busy. But right now, so again, there's nuance to this. There's balance to this. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to shipping these parts possibly tomorrow on the weekend to where they're going to go. And I'm looking forward to the person who's going to get them, because I really do appreciate him. And I want him to have a good time and build what he wants. And we know he's going to build. And then he's going to send me pictures. Straight up, he's going to send me pictures, and I so look forward to the pictures he sends me and the stories that we have already together, and that is more important to me than this. And I said this at the last bunch of shows over the last 5 or 6. Brick Fest, I think, really started me on this whole path. I look forward to hanging out with my Lego friends more than just the Lego. And so the Lego is a means now for me to hang out with my friends. We did a show this weekend. We're going to do a show, this Sunday, but we did one last Sunday in Newmarket. And I was trepidatious going into it. But as soon as we got there, as soon as we walked into the venue, which is a house at one point, I loved it. I got to reacquaint with a bunch of people I met at Bricks in the Six and some friends that I've known for a long time, and hang out, and we were there for 4 or 5 hours. That was it. I brought something small, dropped it on the table and forgot about it, walked away, and hung out with friends for this show. Talked to the public, great time. You know, I love talking to the public. So, and so I'm looking for the show this weekend, which is going to be the Mississauga Comic Expo. Again, smallish. It's only going to be for an afternoon or 9 till whatever. I'm bringing half a layout. I actually should plan for that because it's buried in the garage. But I'm gonna set it up and just walk over and sit with my friends and talk to the public and just enjoy it, because that is becoming more and more important to me, as the friends and hanging out with buddies, than doing this stuff. But I still love doing this stuff. So if this is a love, the other one's really adorable awesomeness, hanging out with people. What's up? Oh, I thought you were talking. I'll be right there. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. It's bedtime. And I will hopefully see you at Comic-Con, maybe, Comic Expo. And there's the parts. So we'll talk more. And I will talk to you soon.